Okay, I'm just tired with the way things are going, especially most of the teenagers, the Gen Z. You know, you get conversation with them, they say they're tired, they're not willing to put effort, and I'm just going to give you a recap of my life, a little story about my life. When I was about to write Neco, nobody did for me to ask for money. Nobody. Now I stayed with my father's godson, and my father was unreachable, at that time. So he went to Lagos, and I wrote my WAEC, but I realized that I didn't really do well. The school had a problem. You know how Nigeria used to be. So I told myself that I needed to write Neco. Nobody to ask money. Now Neco have like 2 days for them to close. Who I won't ask for money. Now my neighbor, they were well-to-do Yankee boys, you understand, and I needed money. They just came back from the UK, and I peeped inside their compound. Their grass grew and everything. They just come and say, Jay, how far come now? I said, okay, you know who I go fit ask, we go fit clear this grass? I said, how much I fit pay the person? The money they called, I just needed like 2,000 to top up to get Neco phone. I was so excited. I said, no worry, I'll go do it. I'll do it. They said, no. I said, okay, you know what, give me the money. Make I go look for a person we could do one. Guys, I collected the money. See that time when we did secondary school, we did cut grass for punishment. Say, you will punish you now. I can't realize, okay, if I can't cut this grass, I'll get this money. I just ran into my own compound, get that machete. You know that machete we get 2 sides, we clear grass. I just pulled my shirt, started clearing. Now, Neco office closed by 4. Now, this was around 8 in the morning, so I had to clear from 8 to 12. And when it was past 12, they came down, they were angry. Like, John, why did you have to do that? I said, Chairman, forget. I needed this money. I collected the money. I cleared everywhere. I ran to Neco office. It was like 10 minutes to 4, 10 or 15 minutes to 4, before they closed the office. I jumped into the office.
What about the remaining 2K?
I had something in my pocket, so I just added it. I ran to Neco office. The man said, you still have like 10 minutes. The man said, okay. I bought Neco phone. Wow. I bought Neco phone. After the Neco phone, I realized that I needed to get money for other things and all. I just put that. I said, okay, let me go and check my WAEC results. When I went to check my results, I knew that I had poor score in English and literature. And guess what? I was studying theater and films. I need these are the courses you needed in that stuff. I didn't print it out. I just left it there, and I'll channel my whole energy on Neco. Guy, guess what? I cleared my Neco. I didn't even look at my WAEC. When my foster dad, when he came back, like, what happened? I said, I bought Neco phone. Do you know that I didn't tell him even up till today? This is how many years ago. I've not told him how I wrote my Neco exam. I've not even told my dad this story. I'm sure they might be shocked when they hear this story one day. You understand? And when I'll tell you guys the part of it.